Warhammer Skulls is here! I had to keep quiet about this until today, so let's talk about the upcoming Warhammer Skulls. There was a letter. We love letters. I'll read it to you, but first I'm gonna go through this box of goodies that GW sent me because I'm way too excited over all of this stuff. Feel free to skip the merch bit for the letter reading. It has the date of Skulls and all sorts of hints to what we're gonna see in the showcase, and oh my god, it looks so good! And if you like any of the merch in this box, I have an affiliate link with the Warhammer officially licensed merch store, which I will put in the description below. The box itself is so cool, with all these big name characters like Calgar, Titus, the Darktide Ogryn, Orc-Cars from Speed Freaks, some Blood Bowl characters, Blood Ravens from Dawn of War, and there's just so much here. It's so cool to look at, man. When this box came, I was way too excited, so I'm sorry for the wonky phone cam. I tried my best. First in the box is this Sisters of Silence cap with a metal fleur-de-lis detail on the front with this sick red blood smattering, and it says "Suffer not the heretic" across the brim. Now, I don't really like Sisters of Battle, but this hat is actually pretty cool, and I'm probably gonna bring this to Spiel when I hand in my little Golden Demon minis. So if you're coming to Spiel, it's probably me if I'm wearing this. Next is this Tomy Tyrannid plush. He's so silly. I love him so much. I already have one, but I guess I'm gonna have to start a swarm and just collect 1,000,000 of them. They can live together and be happy with all of the other little guys. I have way too many plushies, it's ridiculous. Then my pile of grey plastic trembles and grows once again. Apparently 50 Infernus Marines weren't enough. That's a lie. I've built like 300 of these Infernus Marines. It's insane. GW decided I need 3 more. I tend to use these for painting tutorials now, as I seem to have an endless supply, so these will definitely be useful. If you do want some painting tips and tutorial stuff, I have a second channel that I have been making some more painting content for, just so it's not lost in this channel. This next thing is amazing. I love this so much. I have a Death Guard army. I'm a big Death Guard fanboy. I have a Mortarion Joy toy, and this is just perfect. I love my Death Shroud, and apparently Games Workshop knew this too, as now I have this lovely chunky Death Shroud Terminator Champion Joy toy. I'm beyond happy with this guy. He is so perfect. He's so rotund. Then the last couple of things, I got an Imperial Knights dice set. These are pretty nice. They're a nice color. I like these. Then to pair with it is this Tyrannid dice scroll. I am one of those people who just carries dice in various pockets if I need them for a game, so this is actually pretty cool to get. It has this little pop buckle thingy with the Tyrannid symbol on it and these nice metal corner protectors. I love this. And then once I've rolled it out, again, sorry for the footage, it's really hard to roll this out with one hand, but once I've rolled it out, it has this lovely grey wash Tyrannid background as a kind of barely there faded artwork in the back, and then this striking red Devourer inlaid with metallic blood red foil, and this purple text that reads, "I see eyes in endless myriad. Their glitter fills the void until it overwhelms the faltering light of the stars. I see skies that churn with a shroud of flesh from horizon to horizon, with maws that gape and tendrils that writhe. I see the rippling oceans of hateful life that carpet this world and every world, as that below mirrors that which writhes above. This is our doom, and it is drawing closer." This is by Munshaw's The Seer of the Tyrannid. Very cool. This description is just peak Warhammer. I wish there was more Tyrannid books, but I do get it. They probably can't read or write, much like Sanguinius, but that's because he's dead. And last but not least, the commemorative 10th Warhammer Skulls water bottle. Can't have a box of goodies without the compulsory water bottle. I will use this, probably. I have so many of these from various places, from boxes like this, so I don't know, maybe I'll give it away. Before we get to the meat of the letter, they also sent me a bunch of game codes. I will be giving these away to you all over Skulls. In my Discord, linked below, I have a giveaway channel. If you are enjoying this video, also consider checking out my other stuff or becoming a channel member, where you can access the special channel in my Discord, where I post pictures of my kitten and ask opinions on upcoming content. I also stream on here and Twitch, so come hang out while I paint my minis, or join me on Space Marine 2 for weeklies. All my links and stuff are in the description below. So the bit you want to know. Warhammer Skulls will be on the 21st of May, 2026. I have snagged the Twitch front page for the 21st, and will be watch partying the showcase at 5 PM UK time, so come join me for that. There will probably be drops as well for many of the games, and I will be playing those games, probably with chat, so come join that. And then after the show, we will be going through all the reveals, and like I said, we'll probably be playing games. We're probably going to play Space Marine 2, because I'm currently way too obsessed with that game, but I will try and get as many of my friends to come to the watch party with me. I have a lovely group that I've made on Twitch called the League of Unremarkables, and they're just lovely people, and you should check them all out. So what do we expect to see at the showcase? So according to the letter, we will have brand new game reveals, exciting new looks, details on upcoming discounts, plus many more. But what does this mean? So I have my hopes and dreams for Warhammer games. A Dark Souls type fantasy game is long called for and awaited by many. There was talk of one that was cancelled a few years ago, which would have been sweet. There was also a cancelled 30k Thousand Suns looking game last year as well. I did make a video about that because it just looked insanely good, like in terms of aesthetics. So maybe they'll announce something like that. That would be amazing. Also on my bucket list is a kind of Call of Duty but Astra Militarum game where we do some cool story missions on a planet during like a Gene Stealer cult uprising or something, but then you could argue that that's just Darktide. I'm mainly thinking in 40k, but there are so many genres of games that Warhammer would fit. There's just so much lore to explore, and I don't really want to read 500 books to know what's happening in 40k. Just feed it to me in games and TV. My brain rot is too deep to be literate. And obviously, looking forward to the 100th mobile Hearthstone clone, or perhaps a Slay the Spire inspired card game. I imagine this will be new factions revealed for Dawn of War 4. We did just have the AdMech one literally last week, and some more cinematic moments for Total War 40k. But Total War 40k is not listed on this, so we can kind of assume that because we had the show and tell for this 2 weeks ago, with the planets and some battlegrounds, which was really awesome in terms of detailing and size, but because we had that, I don't think we will get any more during Skulls in terms of Total War 40k. But at the end of that show and tell, we did have this image where it said more Total War 40k in June, but Total War Warhammer 3 in May, presumably at Skulls, so we will be getting Warhammer 3 things. Like last year, this will just look like massive sales across Warhammer IP, with games on Steam, GOG, Epic, Xbox, and PlayStation, and GeForce Now, which I didn't know was a thing. I imagine these discounts will be a kind of flat thing over the entire week and a couple of weeks after, and then with some like demos and stuff thrown in on top. Sharing news on our biggest games. If you've been following me already, or you read the community updates for Space Marine 2, you will know that patch 13 is going to be massive, and what better time to release it than during the biggest Warhammer video games showcase at Skulls. I want to cover the community update properly, as it is huge and has tons of juicy things, but this is basically the TLDR. Siege mode rework, 3 new heroic weapons, the plasma pistol, a chainsword, and the power axe, 6 new heroic skins, new equipment, which we think is a incendiary grenade, new ordeals, a practice arena finally, so we don't have to use the testing arena mod. Shout out Hypex, it's an amazing mod, we love that mod. And a war gear update, which will see most cosmetics be shared between most classes, and of course the Iron Hands chapter pack for the Tech Marine to become a daddy. But yeah, super hyped about this. I'm also expecting there to be Twitch drops for Space Marine 2 during this, like there was during Tech Marine, if the patch 13 does drop during Skulls. So more reason to drop over to my Twitch, linked below, so you can come get your drops. After the struggle of the last patch, which released the new Expeditions game mode, players have been itching for more. Not that that ever stops with any game, but you know what I mean. With Darktide, we're expecting at least the announcement of the next class to join the game. We've been begging for, and we've been teased, an AdMech class, and things have been data mined. I love AdMech, so I hope this is as good as it sounds. Again, if there are drops for this on Twitch, I am part of the select few content creators that can enable Darktide drops, so I will be bouncing over onto this over the week if we get drops for Darktide as well, but we expect the release for this patch to be in June, so probably nothing during Skulls apart from like a neat little cinematic announcement of date or whatever. If you do want to see some early access for this Darktide patch, I assume I will get early access. I will be streaming and making some content from that as well. If you don't like data mine spoilers, feel free to skip forward a couple minutes, but I just want to dip into the Darktide bit a little bit. I should probably make this its own video, but here we are. So, in the Darktide data mining community, we have this weapons skin, the Transonic Sword and the Transonic Knife P1 Deluxe 01. Transonic weapons are famously only used by Admech Skitarii, and more specifically the Sicarian Ruststalkers. These are cybernetic assassins that are basically what Admech do instead of dreadnoughts. They take a mortally wounded Skitarii and they put them through this awful process that destroys their psychological stability, turning them into these rage-filled speed machines that just want to kill everything for their machine god. So we're like 99% sure the new class will be one of these Sicarian Ruststalkers. Hadron has been compiling evidence in order to requisition Skitarii to him, along with the voice line from Sophoni saying the warp royals with incoming warp travel. The war is about to get bigger. Perhaps pave the way to a Chaos Waste mode on Nox Alpha, which we have been waiting for like a year now. In Expeditions, we're outside Tertium, and on a couple of cosmetic items flavor text, we have this. Some tell of an old scroll, deep in the Mobian Regimental Archivum, that describes an entire Imperial Knight household marshalling for war outside the walls of Tertium. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get a knight as a class, but I wouldn't not expect a mission to further the Darktide story again, like how we got Road to No Man's Land in Hivescum to bring us outside the walls before Expeditions, as like a build-up. I'm thinking an Admech Skitarii hunter cohort or a kind of DIY explorator maniple type mission with Hadron to recover a fallen knight or a big lost tech stash in the corrupted ruin of a noble knight's house. And then either like in Space Marine 1, where you'd wake a Princeps and fight alongside that Titan for the mission, but here you would fight alongside a knight, if we can find a pilot for it. And the knight would scale nicely to our rejects, like how the Titan scaled nicely to the Space Marines. We've seen Blood Ravens, we have seen Dark Angels, we have seen the big man Lionel Johnson, we have seen Necrons, we have seen Orcs, we have now seen Admech. We can only expect another faction reveal. My money is on an each way for Eldar or Drukhari. We had Drukhari and Eldar in previous Dawns of War, so this wouldn't be too much of a leap, and I would like to see Tau, but I think that's just me because my conspiracy theories on the Tau are just endless. And with the Lion in the game, it would be cool to have a continuation of this Tau narrative, because, again, me and my conspiracy of Tau Var becoming a larger and more chaos god, and the Ethereals being old ones plotting to destroy the universe so they can return to pre-Necron life, I just want to see that happen. Sorry. I did a video a while ago, I'll link it here, with Sandman of Terror and Pancreas No Work, taking them through my conspiracy map of how I thought the narrative from the end of 10th and across 11th and into the future, possibly the end of 40k, would happen. So as much as it's my video and I want you to watch my stuff, it's actually a very fun video to watch, and I think it's quite interesting because I like lore and I think it's nice to speculate on lore. I would also expect here to maybe potentially see an announcement for the release date of Dawn of War 4. So the same as Dawn of War 4, I would expect a release date announcement and potentially some more gameplay footage. We had our official gameplay trailer 2 months ago, which showed us fighting against Slaaneshi Demonettes, Pink Emperor's Children Noise Marines, Poxwalkers, Death Guard Plague Marines, Screamers of Tzeentch, and various cultists. It would be nice to get a closer look at some of those enemies and environments in terms of the art, because I just love that kind of pixelized look that they've got. It's very retro, and as someone from the 1900s, it's quite nice. This delightful roguelike is also scheduled for release this year, so again, another release date announcement is to be expected. We got the trailer for this a month or so ago, showing off characters like Calgar, Pask, Yarrick, and Gazkul, along with that peak orcish voiceover. I'm actually not mad about the accent they've put on this orc for once. As a Brit, I hate the orc accent when it's so overdone. it annoys me so much. So I love this one. This one's great. They have done very well. Thank you. I wouldn't be surprised if a demo was announced in the plays trailer with a release date and then a person on stage yelling into the mic, "The demo is now live and free to play on all of the places," because they love to do that at game shows. Oh yeah, if I sound a bit monotonous, please tell me. I was told that my Total War video sounded a bit monotonous, so I'm trying to be a bit more, like, bouncy. So, yeah, let me know. The Infinite Museum DLC is scheduled to release between April and June. May is in the middle of April and June. It's May. Skulls is at the end of May. Just let me into Trazine's loot cave! Oh my god! I want to explore so bad. I want to see all the exhibits and the objects, and oh my god, all of the lore and the flavor text would be amazing. The newest CRPG coming to Warhammer 40k takes you to solve crimes and corruption. We have had the alpha testing in December and have a tentative 2026 release date. With my expert knowledge of games companies, this would be a pretty safe bet to get a summer or autumn. This would be a pretty safe bet to get a late summer or autumn release date announcement, as the average time from alpha testing to a game's release is about 6 months, but for some bigger games a bit longer. And from Rogue Trader, with the amount of in-depth lore and detailing, and for Dark Heresy everything is going to be voice acted, I would expect this to be on the longer side, so maybe late autumn. And Rogue Trader did release in December, so late autumn, early winter, potentially. We might just be getting a beta announcement and a more specific release month, at least if not the full date. From the show and tell the other day, this will be more on future patches, another Tiger Faction cinematic, probably more DLC action. I don't really follow this too much, as I do tend to focus on 40k. I will probably make some more content regarding Total War Warhammer 3, while I make some Total War 40k kind of speculation and yapping videos. I find it a little funny that Mechanicus 2 isn't on this list. I feel like it's a big enough title for it to be included in the big titles list. It was set to release in spring 2026, but with May Day last week, it is now officially summer. So either it releases during Skulls, or we get a release date, or we get a Sozzles, it's been pushed back again. I'm really looking forward to Mech 2. AdMech and Necrons are some of my favorites in terms of lore, and being able to play them in the AdMech tomb robbing and Necron tower defense scenario is just glorious to me. So I do hope that it's not delayed and they've just been like head down working on getting it ready for Skulls. But yeah, obviously, with only the big name titles on the letter, I imagine we will get news on the many card games of Warhammer. I know Tacticus community are getting ready for a new raid boss in the form of Lionel Johnson, and there was this poster as well. I'm not sure if this was leaked or if it was data mined or just put somewhere. I haven't really looked where it came from, but it does have Lionel Johnson, the Bloodraven Cyrus from Dawn of War 4, and a Necron Chronomancer. So possibly we are looking at the announcement of a Dawn of War 4 celebration pack to coincide with the release, or at least the build-up, for Dawn of War 4. I imagine GW will be making the release of Dawn of War 4 and Total War 40k into big events, with various crossovers into other games to encourage people to tote it. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to seeing, and if you want anything more in depth, I will be doing some stuff on what to expect for patch 13 in Space Marine 2, and the new Darktide patch in June, and I really like making speculative content, so my Total War 40k list of what I want to make is very long right now. As always, thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you liked this, or consider becoming a channel member for exclusive Discord channels and increased chances in giveaways. The Discord is in the description below. Check out my painting channel, and see ya!